It's Mike again, your fellow colleague student in life and leadership. As we've been talking about with emotional intelligence, I'm giving you a really quick crash course in it, just in the time that we have. The next step, we just went from self awareness. Now we're going to self management because now that you know where you're at, what your insecurities are, how you're feeling, what your strengths and weaknesses might be, you know better how to manage your emotions. So if I get triggered, if something upsets me, then I'll know better how to control it or how to not let my emotions hijack and take over and cause me to do things that I might regret later. So what they call it is, with the emotional intelligence, there's actually a neuroscience behind it. So you have an amygdala, which is your fight or flight. And what that does is anything that triggers an insecurity or a fear will then trigger off the amygdala, which will then send a message to the cortex. And the cortex will justify and make up a story to justify the emotion or why your amygdala just got fired or triggered. So, for example, I'll see a friend of mine walk right by in front of me and not say hi to me. First thing is my insecurity triggers about not people not wanting to be friends with me, or that I've upset someone, and then my amygdala will then fire off, and then my cortex will then within milliseconds generate a story to justify that. So, oh yeah, my friends, he just walked by in front of me, didn't say hi, probably because I had lunch with this other colleague of mine the day before, and he wasn't and didn't invite him. And honestly, 90% chance it's probably not right. There might be a small chance, there might be, but majority of the time the story that your brain makes up is not true, but it's there to justify why your amygdala or your insecurities got triggered. And what happens is that your logical, rational part of the brain, which is called your prefrontal cortex, takes even a little longer for it to kick in. But the problem is, if your amygdala is firing really strongly, it prevents the logical part of your brain from kicking in. And then that's why we do irrational things, or we say things that might be hurtful, or say things that might be not, that might be really negative towards someone else, when it's not even based on truth, and it's just based on a story that our cortex made up in order to justify why our amygdala got triggered, why we got upset. And so if you can manage that and realize that, it will allow you to take a step back, breathe, and really let your logical part of your brain kick in so that it doesn't go into overdrive and take over, and then you end up doing something you're going to regret later. So again, remembering how important that is with your self-management, it really makes a big difference. I hope that helps, and looking forward to the next clip that we talk about with the next components of emotional intelligence. Thank you.